Hi there, welcome to the Uke Stuff channel and welcome to this demonstration and tutorial of my chord melody arrangement of Alouette, which is available for both GCEA and DGBE Ukulele on my website for free at ukestuff.info. So just go to my website, look under music, and then choose my tabs, which is for me, and down to Alouette, and that will take you to the song, whichever version you want to do. What we're going to do in this video is, first of all, I'll talk about what chord melody is, then I'll demonstrate the song on GCEA, soprano concert tenor ukulele, then I'll demonstrate on baritone ukulele, and then I'll do a tutorial for GCEA ukulele, and then a tutorial for DGBE ukulele. If you want to support the work on this channel, there are three things you can do. First of all, you can like the video. Second, you can subscribe to the channel. And third, you can always buy me a cup of coffee to say thank you for making this content at www.buymeacoffee.com/ukestuff. If you like chord melody, I do have other chord melodies available for free on my website. I also have 2 books for sale on my Buy Me a Coffee page, which you can also find at the Apple Bookstore for Amazon Kindle and in print from Amazon. I would also point you to the chord melodies by Elizabeth Ragsdale that are also available on the music tab on my website, as well as links to the work by Spencer Gay at Uke Education and the works for sale by ukulele Mike Lynch, who passed away a few years ago. All right, let's talk about chord melody. What is chord melody? Chord melody is simply a way to play melody and harmony all at the same time, basically using your thumb. So it's the next step for a lot of people, and they're playing away from just strumming and singing. Nothing wrong with strumming and singing, but it's allowing your ukulele to do more of the work by itself. And it leads to other kind of playing and tablature as well. You will be reading tablature where there are 4 lines. The bottom line is the string closest to you. The top line is the string farthest away from you, sort of like looking at your ukulele that way. And then the numbers tell you which string to play. If it has a 3, you play the 3rd fret on that string. If it has nothing, you don't play that string. In my chord melody, I write so that they can be used by high G, low G, high D, or low D ukulele because I keep the melody on the top 3 strings and only use the 4th string for chordal stuff. Some chord melody is written specifically to use low G or low D, and in that case, sometimes it sounds funny on reentrant or high G or high D tuned ukulele. All right, let's demonstrate Alouette on GCEA soprano concert or tenor ukulele. All right, now I'm going to demonstrate it for baritone DGB ukulele. However, I'm not playing on a baritone, I'm playing on a concert with Paper Romero baby baritone strings on it so that I can play it like a baritone with baritone tuning. All right, let's do a tutorial for GCEA soprano concert or tenor ukulele. There are only 2 chords really in the song. You've got an F chord and a C chord, and occasionally a C7 chord, or a C chord where you're going to play the ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret. And then sometimes that you're going to use the 7th of the C7 by going up to the 3rd fret on the 4th string, which is that B flat on the 4th string. So you'll be having to do that occasionally. Let's walk through it. You start with an F chord, strings 4 through 2, up to the 2nd string 3rd fret, F chord in its full, repeat the 1st string by itself, Then that alternate C chord where the ring finger goes on the second string, third fret, play strings 4, 3, and 2, down to the first fret on the second string, back up to the third fret, up to the first fret, open, F chord, strings 4, 3, and 2, play the third string because you're already in that shape. Then we keep going. This is measure 3, strings 4, 3, and 2. You're in that right shape already. Second string, third fret, full F chord. Repeat the first string. C7, where I have been jumping to using fingers 2 and 3. So I'm playing the 4th string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret with fingers 2 and 3. Down to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, back up to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 1st string open, then F chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. We're on the 2nd line of the song now, and this is where the verses would happen. So as you would do the verses, you'd go to the next line until we get to the repeat, and we'll get to that in a moment. But then you play the F chord, strings 4, 3, and 2, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string open, 1st string, 1st fret, F chord with the pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Repeat that twice by just the 1st string, pinky is still on the 3rd fret. Then reach over and play with fingers 1 and 2, the 1st string, 3rd fret, and the 4th string, 3rd fret. Up to 1st string, 5th fret, back down to the 1st string, 3rd fret, 1st string, 1st fret, F chord, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 1st fret. Then we get the repeated measure, and whichever line you're on and your repeats, you do that line and then all previous lines before you move on. So if you were on verse 2, you'd play, again, reaching 1st finger and 2nd finger right across the 3rd fret on strings 1 and 2. So you'd play, if you were in verse 2, you'd say, Et la bec, and then down to open 3rd string, and then that same thing again, Et la tête, and then you'd go to line 3, which are the same notes, Alouette, Alouette. And then that is, again, playing with the peace sign, right? Strings 1 and 4 at the 3rd fret. Then 1st string, 1st fret, 1st string open, 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then the bottom line is the same as the first line, but we'll do it anyway. Measure 9, F chord, strings 4, 3, and 2, 2nd string, 3rd fret, full F chord, repeat the 1st string, C chord, alternative, so ring finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string open, F chord, strings 4, 3, and 2, down to open 3rd string, keep going, strings 4, 3, and 2, F, 2nd string, 3rd fret, full F chord, repeat the 1st string, again, fingers 2 and 3 on strings 4 and 2, that's your C7, 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string open, F chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. And that's Alouette on GCEA soprano concert tenor ukulele. Now, let's look at baritone DGBE ukulele. Okay, on baritone ukulele, you're going to have the C chord and the G chord and some variations of that. You're going to have a G chord occasionally where you play with the 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, only strings 4 and 3 and 2. So start out by playing a C chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. 2nd string, 3rd fret, full C chord, repeat the 1st string. Then a G chord, where you're going to put the ring finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string open. Then your C chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Then 3rd string open, you're right in the right shape. Stay right there, strings 4, 3, and 2. 2nd string, 3rd fret, full C chord, repeat the 1st string. Now take fingers 2 and 3 on strings 4 and 2 at the 3rd fret, play strings 4, 3, and 2. Down to the 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string open, C chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. 2nd line of the song, this is where you get the verses. So on these first 2 measures, you would sing the words for whatever verse you're on. So for example, if you're on verse 2, you'd sing, Je te plumerai le bec, je te plumerai le bec. That's the verse you would do until you get to the repeated section. We'll get to that in a moment. So again, you are making the C chord, play strings 4, 3, and 2. 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string open, 1st string, 1st fret, then a C chord with the pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. repeat the first string twice. Then you're going to take your fingers, like a quotation mark or a bunny rabbit, and put them on strings 4 and 1 at the 3rd fret. Up to the 1st string 5th fret, back down to the 1st string 3rd fret, 1st string 1st fret, normal C chord, 2nd string 3rd fret, 2nd string 1st fret. Then that shape again at the 3rd fret. And this part, this repeated part, whatever verse you're on, you sing that verse or play that verse and then play the verses above it. So if you were on verse 2, it'd be et la bec, et la tête, alouette, alouette, ah. But it's that one measure that gets everyone repeated that you had done. So if we are on verse 2, it'd be, and you're right in the right shape for that, where you don't have to move anything because you're making that. Then we're on measure 7, alouette, alouette. Then the you're right in the right shape for it. 1st string 1st fret, 1st string open, 2nd string 3rd fret, and then we're on the bottom line of the song, which is the same as the beginning, but let's walk through it. You've got the C chord, strings 4, 3, and 2, 2nd string 3rd fret, C chord, all 4 strings, repeat the 1st string, G chord, where you're going to put the ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, 2nd string 1st fret, 2nd string 3rd fret, 1st string open, C chord, strings 4, 3, and 2, 3rd string open. You're all in the right shape. Keep going. Then C chord, strings 4, 3, and 2, 2nd string 3rd fret, full C chord, repeat the 1st string, then fingers 2 and 3 on strings 4 and 2 at the 3rd fret, 2nd string 1st fret, 2nd string 3rd fret, 1st string open, and then strings 4, 3, and 2 of your C chord right there at the end. And that's Alouette on baritone DGBE ukulele. All right, thanks so much for joining me for this demonstration and tutorial of Alouette as arranged by me for GCEA and DGBE ukulele. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.